Bourbon Barkeep, my name's Curtis, and Penelope has released their estate collection of 2025. So far, Penelope, good showing on the Bourbon Barkeep YouTube channel in 2025. Can they keep it up? Penelope, still feel like crushing the bottle design. This is a classy little bugger over here. Not that they changed anything from 2024, but they did add a bottle to the estate collection this year. So you have your Founders. I'm pointing to this, just wishing it was the Founders Reserve. That is a 13-year-old, I believe $200 bottle of bourbon. That one probably won't make the channel. Wanted to, probably won't. They also have a Omega collection. That one coming in at 11 years old. And that one's actually going to be aged in the world's finest, according to Penelope, French oak barrels. So French oak finish on that one. Then you have the lower tier estate collection though. I mean, it sounds fancy when you say it like that, doesn't it? So they have their single barrels. Those are coming in around 10 years old. They actually had two different mash bills, and depending on the mash bill that you pick, you get a different proof. So 103 proof and like a 99 proof. I decided to pass. I was like, $100, or I could save by this guy for 80, still coming in at 10 years, and this one coming in at 106.8 proof. I was like, I love that proof point. I think it's just delicious. You get a good amount of flavor, hopefully in this one, and you get a good amount of heat, but not overpowering. And maybe, just maybe, you don't snore that night and your wife doesn't kick you in the back time and time again. So we went through the estate collection. This is what we're here to spotlight today. So as we mentioned, this is going to be their private select, aka bottom tier. But I respect the marketing. 10 years old, 106.8 proof, pump for it. And then we got the, as always, maybe not always, but at least here, we have the 4-grain mash bill here. So we got the 74% corn, 1% wheat, just had to sneak that thing in there, 5% malted barley, and a 20% rye. This is going to be non-chill filtered. Slipped up. I don't even remember which one it was. It said it was uncut, non-chill filtered. That was wrong. So thanks for calling me out in the comments. Keep me honest. We're professionals here, as you've seen through my track record at this point. So this one will obviously be Whiskey of the Year candidate. We shall see. We're going to get this guy poured up and see if this $80 bottle, hopefully I haven't mentioned that yet, or have. I don't know. Either way, $80 bottle, tastes like 80, or hopefully even more. All right, not a fresh crack. When we first started the channel, they were fresh cracks, and then you would go revisit, and they would change quite a bit. And I'm thinking about the George Dickel 13-year episode. Fresh crack that guy, delicious. Tried it the next week. It was tough to keep it published. So if you watch that review, just ignore the words out of my mouth. This guy, first popped it, a lot of baking spice, very rich. Excited to see if we continue down that path or if we changed a bit. Very sweet vanilla bomb at this point. Nice rich vanilla, maybe even like this butterscotch and caramel. Very bright sweetness so far. We'll say those baking spices are very ramped up. They were there at the fresh crack. They're continuing on with the episode, the real one, if you will. Love a good baking spice, great brown sugar, but that caramel, vanilla, and butterscotch is right on the forefront. Nose is absolutely delicious. It has like this great red fruit to it with this amped up baking spice and kind of this graham cracker. It brings me into this great cherry pie nose with just drizzle of caramel and that vanilla. Oh yeah, let's get on the palate. See if we got a pie glass. Oh yeah. That first sip right at 106.8. Why we couldn't just round up to that 107 just to keep it easy, I don't know. But here we are. Delicious. Very sweet. That baking spice and cinnamon, very ramped up for first sip at least. Great finish in the chest. Good red fruit. That caramel and vanilla, way there. Yes, sir. Or ma'am. Apologize. We're going to go back for sip 2. Sip 1, you just never know what you're going to get. Sip 2, it opens up, and we acclimate. Love what's on the palate. At $80, do you really like poke a ton of holes into it? We shall. Nice kind of velvety, silky mouthfeel, but doesn't coat the palate overly well. I mean, it's on the tongue. There's just not this oiliness. It's just very soft, but at least the tasting notes are pretty amped up. Those baking spices are great. Cinnamon clings to the tongue to where there is a good amount of spice, even at this 106.8. That caramel, great vanilla, and this red fruit still continue to where it just still brings me into this great cherry pie as it kind of develops on the palate. There's this good tobacco, but this nice sweet oak is there. Overall, it is pretty delicious. I'm going to go back for sip 3. Close this puppy out. Really good. I'm not going to continue to repeat the same tasting notes over and over again. A couple drawbacks, if you will. Slight tannic. That cinnamon, almost kind of like going into the cinnamon bark with how it's reacting on the tongue. You just kind of wish you had that kind of oiliness to it. So, pros and cons. Overall, really impressed. Delightful. As soon as I saw the proof with that age statement, I was like, yeah, that deserves to be on the shelf. Didn't disappoint one bit. Now we got to get it into some scoring. We got our census categories. I'm going to flash those puppies up. And then we got a little bang for the buck. What did I actually get for my $80? But first, let's go just purely what's in the glass. It's really good. Am I going into great? I think I am. I think it's really well done. I think it packs a great punch. But at that 107 proof, you're not disappointed, but you do enjoy that kind of cinnamon heat, if you will. So, yeah, enjoyed. I'm going to go, this is tough. We'll go 82, maybe 83. I don't know. We'll see how it lands. Let's go 83. It's good. It's just how close am I getting to fantastic? There wasn't fantastic that ever really popped in, but I really enjoy the tasting notes that this is bringing to the table. You start getting that pie, you color me intrigued, if you will. Now we got a little bang for the buck. At $80, what's the value? Did I get it in the glass? Would I pay above it? Maybe it's today's whiskey market where I'm acclimating to that, so I'm not super pumped about it. But when you're talking about an old MGP product, 10 years old, 106.8 proof, I love that proof point. If they put this out for $100, like those single barrels that they have out there, I would completely understand it. So I would be willing to go up. If I saw it for $100, I didn't have it, and I really like the tasting notes. Yes, please. I get it. That would be the ceiling. So I think overall, I definitely got my money's worth. I'm going to go 71. Punches above it. Pretty good value in terms of the specs. We'll plug those guys into Whiskey of the Year rankings. Will it win Whiskey of the Year for just senses? Probably not. That's a credit to some of these other whiskeys. Can it win bourbonbarkeep Whiskey of the Year? It's possible. It's a pretty good bang for the buck score. We do revisit, so we have some shuffles in there as well. I think we close it out. Thank you all for watching. I hope you could taste along. I hope you find it enjoyable. I don't know how different some of these single barrels are up at that $100 range, but for $80, and I got to save $20, pretty pumped.